Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well. I hope that tonight's show, finds you in good spirits. All right. We got quite a bit to talk about. Very little time to do it. But I am very, very excited about our guest coming on to the show. We got quite a bit of things to talk about. And he's been on the show before. He's back on the show again. Please welcome our good friend, Perez Hilton, in the house.
Hello.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm very amazed. I'm very amazing right now. I'm good. I just celebrated my birthday just a couple days ago. So, I'm doing good. I'm, cloud nining it right now. So I can't complain. You know what I mean?
I like hearing that. I'm just happy that I bought this cord that allows me to directly plug in my laptop to my router. So my Wi-Fi should be super fast. I'm not using any wireless.
Oh, see that?
It's the little things.
Yeah, it's the little things that make things that get things moving. But before we go into everything, I want to ask you, how was your Father's Day? You know, I know you're a father, proud father and all that. You know, you've been you got a wonderful, beautiful family. So how was your Father's Day? Was it good? Was it everything you wanted it to be?
It was not everything I wanted it to be, but it was good. My mother was in Los Angeles visiting my sister. Since I spoke with you last, I moved. I was in LA and I lived there for 20 years, but in January of this year, I moved to Las Vegas, and my mom was not here with me for Father's Day. She was in LA with my sister because her birthday was a few days prior to that. So I would have loved to have my mom here, but I had a good day with my kids. I did laundry. I took my children to get ice cream, and then we went to a kid's birthday party. So it was all about them, you know.
Nice. No. That makes sense. That makes total sense. One thing I will say is your connection is weird. Your connection is acting a little in and out. Maybe can you leave and maybe try to come back in real quick?
Yeah, that's weird. I'm plugged into the Ethernet. Yeah. All right, I'll let me log out and I'll be right back.
Cool. See you in a minute. Yeah, guys, I don't know what's going on. It's all good. It could be a million different things right now, but Perez Hilton in the house, chopping it up with us and all that. He should be back with us in just a minute. But while we are waiting for him to, hop back on, I do want to say that, after this show, I will be having a pop-up video on some brand new information. So be on the lookout for that pop-up video. It will be up pretty much immediately after this show is up. So be sure, if you've been following anything that I've been talking about as of today, there has been some new developments in this case, or in this situation that I've been covering for the past couple of days. So be on the lookout for that. Okay. But hopefully he'll hop back on here any second now, and we can get things back up and moving again. Okay. But while we are waiting for him, I'm going to use this opportunity. Or actually, I think he's coming back. There we go. Hello.
Hopefully this is better.
It's kind of going in and out, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really, really weird, but it's okay. I think we're gonna try to make the best of it.
Let me try switching to Wi-Fi. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, maybe Wi-Fi might be the thing. I don't know why it's being like that, but it's very, very weird. I guess I think he just disappeared. Well, hopefully he comes back on and we'll get it all figured out. Okay. We will get it all figured out. Okay, guys. But let me, this is an opportunity to fix a few things here real quick. That is fixed. But as we wait, oh, I think he's back. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. All right. We back. This is a lot. It's a lot better. It is a lot better.
All right.
Yeah.
That's weird. I thought the Ethernet, this thing was supposed to make things better, but it didn't. Oh well. Okay. All right.
It's okay. Yeah. It's still doing its thing, but we're gonna let it rock and roll. Okay. But we're still happy to have you here. Real talk. We're still very, very happy to have you here. Now, of course, we got to talk a little bit about some pop culture stuff, because we got the king. Okay. We got the king of pop culture. By the way, I'm glad that you enjoyed your Father's Day. It sounded like it was really, really nice for what it's worth. I mean, wait, by the way, before we go into that, before we go into the news part, when is your mom moving in with you? Is she there or not?
My mother lives with me in Las Vegas, and I'm such a mama's boy. You know, I wanted her here on Father's Day.
Okay, good. Okay, well, I'm glad that everything worked out and you guys are enjoying Vegas, because I know you recently moved. Is Vegas treating you well? Is Vegas good or no?
So well. Oh, I'm 100 billion times happier. I love Las Vegas. I've been wanting to move here for a long time, but it took a pandemic and therapy for me to realize I could do it. So thank you to my therapist for being the catalyst to this change.
Oh, wow. Okay. I guess it kind of gets you away from the BS, from that rat race.
Listen, I like the BS. It's just quality of life. I love that Las Vegas is a much smaller city and it's quicker to get around. Oh no.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay. I didn't see you.
You good. I'm here.
I love that Las Vegas is a much smaller city, so there's way less time stuck in your car. I have hours extra every day, and I love that because of that, I'm inclined to say yes to more. Like in LA, I slowly started to become a hermit, and I wouldn't go out that much. And now I'm just doing so much, and I love it. So happy.
That's good. That's very, very good. I'm glad those are all I'm glad you're enjoying your time and all that. And it's a little bit of some time, some much needed time away from just the chaos and all that. And I know you're about that life, but it can be really, really therapeutic to just kind of step away from the chaos for a little while and just kind of settle down and focus on your beautiful kids and being a father and being a family man. You know what I mean? I think that's really, really important too, but I will say, man, the internet. Man, oh man, I'm trying to think, because I'm basically piecing together things that you're saying, because you're still dropping in and out. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we could try this another time. I don't know what's going on either.
Would your phone be better?
I could try.
Yeah, I'm sorry for doing that to you.
No, it's all good.
Because this is super choppy. Quite possibly. Again, we appreciate you being here. And of course, we're going to be talking about this new information about Madonna, okay, being rushed to the ICU. I think that's some really interesting stuff. Very, very surprising. So, yeah, let's see what happens here. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you sound even better.
Okay.
You sound so much better. Oh my Lord, you sound better.
All right.
There
I don't
you
know
go.
I don't know what was going on.
And you look better too. It's a better camera. It's a better. Yes. There we go.
All
Yes. Right. Purple and heart emojis, everybody. Give him some love. Give Perez Hilton some love. Again, I appreciate you being here, man. I really, really do. And I'm glad Vegas is doing good for you. You know, maybe the internet is something else, but
maybe the internet. No, that definitely is an issue. The internet is not as good as Los Angeles, which is why I got this Ethernet cable just this week, knowing we had this coming up. So I wanted the reception to be as good as possible.
I understand. Hey, listen, I appreciate you. I just appreciate it. You know what I mean? I really do appreciate you being here and being a part of the conversation. So real quick. Okay. So obviously we got to talk about this because it's pop culture. You are the king of pop culture. You're the king of the gossip. Okay. The tea, if you will. Now, we got some new information. We got some information about this. And I'm going to pull up this article. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read the title of this. But this is some pretty serious stuff here. And it says here that Madonna, okay, had to be rushed to the ICU and intubated after being found unresponsive. She had, I guess, a serious bacterial infection, forces star to postpone her 40th anniversary tour as her manager reveals she is still under medical care. Okay, so she basically developed this bacterial infection, which led to a several-day stay in the ICU. So, man, Perez, I'm sure you know something that's been going on, and apparently this happened on Saturday. Okay. Do you know anything that's going on with this? Because this is kind of a surprise, and this just became news, and it's Wednesday, for crying out loud.
Well, her manager did say that Madonna is expected to make a full recovery.
That's good.
Thankfully, it's not a Jamie Foxx situation where people are speculating and spreading all kinds of rumors. And now I'm about to speculate and spread rumors.
Well, this is what we're here for.
Only because I'm a huge Madonna fan, and I don't want to believe this is true. I mean, she's only in her early 60s, and the picture of good health for decades, Madonna has really made exercise and healthy eating and her wellness a very important part of her life. Obviously, anybody could have an infection that becomes serious, but if I'm being a cynic or a conspiracy theorist, which I not usually am, perhaps this was an excuse to just delay the start of her tour. Maybe it's not ready, and she needed a medical excuse so that insurance can cover the delay. At least that's what I'm hoping. Because her being found unresponsive and being intubated, that's extremely aggressive and scary and seemingly life or death. And I just don't want to believe that's true. So my brain is like, no, I'm just not going to believe that. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It could be true, but I don't want it to be true.
Okay. I've never thought of it in that angle. I thought maybe like it's serious, maybe a Jamie Foxx type of situation, just doing it at face value, letting us think that it's something that it's not. It may be something more serious, but at the same time, going to the ICU, being intubated is pretty damn serious. Let's keep it real. But the fact that they're saying, oh, she's expected to make a full recovery, all that stuff, to me, it screams maybe she's showing her age a little bit. That's what I think. I think that it's kind of like maybe she needs to slow down a little bit. But go ahead.
She's not that old. Like, if I had to guess, I think Madonna is 62 or 63. Let me look it up real quick. But she was, rehearsing 12-hour days for this
64.
There we go. I was pretty close. She was rehearsing 12-hour days for this show. Madonna is a workaholic.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot, I don't want to accept this to be true, because Madonna to me is my number one ultimate and like larger than life, like icon forever. And to have this scary mortality moment in her early 60s, it's just, no, it's too soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, on some real stuff, it's still shocking no matter what. I mean, if this was her in her 80s, or if this was her in her 40s, this reaction, this response, this situation is still extremely shocking for everybody. I mean, we all at some point, all of us, late 20s and up, we all grew up with some sort of Madonna song, knowing something Madonna-esque. So it is shocking, to say the least, that this even happened to her. So I'm happy that she's, as they say, going to have a full recovery. But maybe I don't know. Maybe it's time to slow a little bit down, because I know she's out here.
She's about to go on a long world tour, so I don't know. That does bring up a really interesting point. Her tour was supposed to kick off mid-July, so just weeks away. If what happened is as serious as we are led to believe, as the reports are, that's the thing. Reports claim that she was found unresponsive and that she was intubated. That has not been confirmed. Her manager did not say that. Her manager did say that she was in intensive care, but didn't go into those details. Obviously intensive care is serious, but also if you're a celebrity and you're not feeling well, maybe that just warrants being in intensive care. And maybe people on the outside were spreading rumors about the severity of the situation. But if we are to take it at face value, and Madonna is as gravely ill as is being reported, it's unlikely that she'll be able to start her tour anytime soon.
Yeah. And you're right. You're right. It could very well be an insurance thing. It could very well be a thing where maybe she just needs some more time before this tour, some more rest, whatever. I mean, there's so many things, because I mean, at the end of the day, even Jess said it here, Unresponsive is massively serious. If those claims are true, and only if those claims are true, that's serious. Okay. But you're right. I mean, fingers crossed, I hope she's okay. I hope she does make a full recovery,
Me too. And I hope Jamie Foxx is okay. And people that are spreading people spreading rumors that he's paralyzed or that he had the COVID vaccine, and that's we don't know. You don't know.
Right.
It might have been a stroke. It might have been an aneurysm. Who knows? We don't know. And for whatever reason, his family has chosen not to be public with that. And you know what? They don't have to be public with what is going on. It's his private health and private medical information.
Yeah.
The public doesn't need to know what's going on.
I mean, so then what do you think? What do you think? Because everyone has their theory about Jamie Foxx, and that's why I did this, because I was like, I'm glad that you brought Jamie Foxx back up, because I was just about to ask you, what is your theory about Jamie Foxx? We all know that he had a situation. We don't know if it was a stroke. We don't know if it was a heart attack, aneurysm. We don't know, but there's been theories and speculations all over the place. What are your thoughts?
Obviously, whatever happened was serious enough, so serious that his family is choosing to keep that private, perhaps at his own direction. Perhaps he has been able to communicate that's what he wants. Maybe he's really working on his rehabilitation and hoping to get better. And we don't know. And that's okay. We don't need to know. We don't have to know.
Right. No, you're right. I mean, we really don't need to know. It's not our business.
Exactly.
Unless
it's something so sensitive.
Yeah. And you know what? I do, and I've said this on other conversations before too, but I do give the family mad props for keeping it so tight-lipped. They have been holding this ship down, and obviously there have been rumors out here just flying like crazy, but none of it has really been confirmed or denied. So it's still just rumors. So I kind of hold that up to the fact that the family is really honoring his want for privacy, his want for people not knowing what's going on for right now so that he can properly heal. But I will say I am a little nervous. I am a little nervous because we haven't seen anything from him at all. And I don't think that's a good thing. I'm saying physically. We haven't physically seen anything from him. So I am concerned. And well, I'm a big fan.
I'm glad that, I mean, I don't know. Like I was about to say, I'm glad that none of his care team, doctors, nurses, have spoken anonymously to the media. But then if I said that, immediately after I said that, well, there's two things. If they did speak to a reputable news outlet, I don't think they would run information that was given to them by a doctor or a nurse, because they shouldn't. That's breaking the Hippocratic Oath.
Absolutely.
If they go to a less reputable outlet, they might run that information. But I'm glad that thus far, nobody on the media side, mainstream media, has reported what's been going on. So, all of the rumors that we've heard are from either people or I don't know what blog or whatever,
Yeah. It's all just rumors and people talking because they don't know anything. So what happens? They say idle hands, but I like to say idle minds is the devil's plaything. Especially when you got one thing and you don't know everything yet, or they're just withholding important information. People like to run amok with their theories and just go crazy. So that's kind of how I feel about this with Jamie Foxx. I mean, for crying out loud, they could probably basically say that he's been abducted by aliens at this point. I mean, it's getting insane. Let's keep it real,
Well, the aliens are in Las Vegas.
Real quick, British Chippy just said, Pascal, can you tell Perez he was my favorite on Big Brother UK? He managed to confuse them all. A lovable rogue with a heart of gold. Just so you know, you got fans in here.
Oh, that was very kind. Thank you. Wow, you have people watching you in the UK.
How awesome. It's pretty amazing. We're international here, baby. We got the international love. It's amazing here. So you know what? I'm going to ask you, because I know a while when you were on the show a while back, I guess when you were in LA with the good internet, I wanted to ask you about Britney Spears. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to ask. Okay, I don't want to get in too much trouble here, but I do want to ask you about Britney Spears and where she is at right now with her marriage. And there's been a lot of crazy allegations of crystal meth, etc., by K-Fed and all that. And I just wanted to ask what your thoughts are on this whole situation.
My thoughts are the current situation is better than the previous situation. She herself said that she felt like her life was not worth living in the prison cell of her experience under the thumb of her father for 13 years, forced to do so many things against her will, not allowed to do so many things that she wanted to do. Simple, small things like have coffee. She wasn't allowed to drink coffee. So,
true.
Undoing the damage and healing from the trauma of that may not be a smooth
transition,
easy, quick experience, but it's her life and she's living it now how she wants to live it. And I think there's a lot of frustration that her fans experience because they may have had all these ideas of what her life would have looked like after the conservatorship. And if it's not that, they're upset. And they think, a lot of them, that Britney owes them this or owes them that because they helped free her. She doesn't owe anybody anything, okay? Her life is to live and to do what she wants and doesn't want to do.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, enough said. I mean, I get it. I mean, being locked up for so long, being a prisoner in your own home, I mean, to the point where you couldn't even drive, you couldn't even fall in love. I mean, there were so many things that were holding her back from just living a full, fruitful life. I wouldn't be surprised if she's trying to experience it all in one sitting, if that makes any sense. You know, it's like you've been deprived of sugar or something, and then you go to a place, you want to consume it as much as you can, right? It just, yeah, go ahead.
And she's also in a very precarious position of, some would say, clearly, obviously needing medical help, but she's refusing to get that. You know, for 13 years, she was forced by her father and this conservatorship to see doctors, to take medication. And, you know, now she doesn't trust doctors, but she does have mental health issues. And she would really greatly benefit from that.
That is true. And you're right. I mean, it's kind of one of those things, damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situations in a way. And that's pretty tragic. Somebody just put in a super chat real quick. Megan, thank you so much. Megan Sue, thank you so much for the 2. Perez, what's going on with Britney's Instagram? What? I don't even know what's going on with Britney's Instagram. What is going on with Britney's Instagram? Do you know?
Yeah, she posts herself on Instagram, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories about green screen and AI and all of that stuff. I do know that oftentimes Britney purposefully likes to get people talking and loves the attention. And, you know, I wouldn't take everything at face value from her Instagram.
Gotcha. I mean, she is Britney Spears. Let's be real. And she hasn't performed like out in the public in a long time. So maybe she's stirring up some talk and some attention for maybe something to drop here in the next year or so. Maybe not. But I have heard a lot of theories. But yeah, there definitely is. I mean, at least from my perspective, it seems like there is a lot of mental health that she needs to hopefully she will find time to talk to somebody, sit down and chop it up with somebody. I still am curious about her husband as well, but if she is happy, then she's happy, right?
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. Go ahead. What were you saying?
She chose him. She after the conservatorship was over, decided to marry him. So people need to have faith in her ability to decide what is best for her.
Right. No, and I definitely believe that for sure. I'm with you. And I also think that she is going to express her independence in any way she can right now because she hasn't had it, right? So she's going to express like, I'm going to love who I love. I'm going to marry this guy because I'm free. I can do whatever I want any old time. You know what I mean? And so I think that's what's going on as well. And I'm not sitting here saying that she doesn't love her husband. I'm not saying that at all. But I do think that it's just another way of exercising her freedom, her newfound freedom. So hopefully she stays good and her husband keeps her on point, and all that, because now he is her family. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Now, I know that lately there were some, you were on a show, on a YouTuber show. It's interesting that we're talking about all these like pop stars lately, but what was going on with this Lady Gaga thing? What was that? Like, I guess there was something about Chris, like you were on a talk.
Oh yeah, that's a while ago.
Is that true, or is that just BS that was just taken out of context?
Well, what's the question? What's what? True?
Well, it was I'm trying to remember it off the top of the dome right now, but you were on a YouTuber show, and I guess you were talking about Lady Gaga and how I don't know. I don't want to misquote you here.
Sure.
But something along the lines of that you were on the team of, I guess, making another artist not sound as good, I guess, out here on in pop culture, in the tabloids, I guess. What was that really all about? And is that true? Because I feel like that may have been taken out of context.
Yeah, I think it was some folks who don't like Lady Gaga took it out of context. I never said that Lady Gaga told me to write negative things about Christina Aguilera. She would complain about Christina Aguilera all the time back in the day. Oh, Christina's copying me, and did you see what Christina did? And those kinds of things.
Right.
And then in my misguided attempts at being Lady Gaga's friend, I took it upon myself to, launch this campaign of anti-Xtina. So that's the succinct way of describing it.
Gotcha. But at the same time, I feel like there was a lot of artists at that time when Gaga came out. I feel like there was a lot of artists that were kind of mimicking or getting inspired by her show-stopping style, right? There was a lot of times where she'd be on the red carpet and she'd be dressed in something completely, real talk, absurd, that would make her stand out. I feel like I saw that with so many other artists, everything from Katy Perry all the way down. I feel like that kind of was a lot of musicians and artists were kind of inspired by that. Why was it only just Christina Aguilera is the question.
It wasn't. She, back in the day, definitely thought a lot of people were copying her.
That's interesting. Oh, and so have you ever?
And maybe some of them were, a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of them were.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them were though. I'm sorry. I'm not saying it. I'm not going to say who. I already said one, but I'm not going to say who else because I don't want no smoke. But there were some other prominent acts, prominent artists out here that were basically doing the, just that out of pocket, shocking all type of fashion, So I was curious about that. But as far as Christina Aguilera, are you guys cool, or is it just kind of a thing?
I wouldn't say we're cool. I mean, I've apologized more than
Oh, okay.
once. But you know, she doesn't have to accept my apology, and she's addressed it, and she I forget what she said. It wasn't like she accepted my apology per se. It was more like she just acknowledged my apology,
Right.
um, which is fine. But yeah, she's an icon and she's doing her thing, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can't be friends with everybody, right? I mean, it is what it is. It does happen, and it just kind of goes with the territory, right? Goes with the job. I got another question for Megan Sue. Thank you so much for the 5. Perez, who do you think is the most talented 3 people in the past 30 years who will stand to the test of time? Singers, actors, etc. That's a good question. Let me throw that to you.
Very easy to answer that. I would say Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift.
Wow.
She is in a league of her own, has no competition. Like, no one can even come close to her. Who could come close to Taylor Swift? Adele? No way. Taylor is in a league of her own with regards to quantity, quality, impact, records breaking, everything. It's so uncommon for an artist. How many years? 15 years into her career to still be as culturally relevant and relevant on the charts as Taylor Swift is. You know, it does happen. There are other instances, but you know, oftentimes, look at Katy Perry, for example, a peer of hers. Katy Perry has a more traditional career, meaning her shelf life of relevancy on the charts and relevancy in culture was a lot smaller. You know, you have your time span of 8 years, 10 years, whatever. But Taylor is going on what, like 15 years, 16 years, something like that. Her debut, I think, came out in 2007 or 2006. So, you know, she's in a league of her own. Taylor Swift is hotter than Madonna, hotter than no one can compare. So I would say she's so hardworking, so talented, and so smart. And the combination of all those 3 things is what's going to keep her at that level for as long as she wants to be.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, okay.
Even Beyonce. I would say Beyonce is probably the closest to Taylor, but Taylor's way more successful. And I love Beyonce.
You know what? I will say I don't know much about Taylor Swift's music. I'm gonna be real. I only know the things that were, that were hits, just big hits. You know what I mean? But I can see why there is, an appeal there. I hear stories about her shows selling out all the time, and she's just minted like crazy. But I feel like I'm on the I'm not gonna sit there and say no to Taylor Swift. I mean, she obviously has already built her own legacy, but I will say, like, I'm on the Beyonce, old Kanye. Yeah. But I don't know if I have 3, to be really honest. It's tough out here, especially music is all kind of, I think that's the reason why I think Taylor Swift is still staying out and being prominent as well, because her sound is different than what is on the radio right now. It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. Pop music and rap music, even, I'll say it, it's all sounding the same nowadays. It's the same formula. So I will give her that. But yeah, I do hear you on that for sure. But yeah, I think I'm more on the Beyonce side for sure of things. She got some bangers, yo. She got some bangers. But I know I can't have you on for very, very much longer and all that. But and I do appreciate you being here and just talking to me about a couple of these things, because I got so many questions for you, man. So I'm hoping that you'll be back on again soon. Oh no. I lost him. Hopefully he'll hop back on. Hopefully his
Sorry, I got a phone call.
It's okay. It's okay. But I know that it is Pride Month. Okay.
Well, I've got to take that.
Oh, you got to hop off? Can you hear me? I lost him. Hold. I'm going to do this so he doesn't. If he can hear me. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hey. You got to hop off.
I have to hop off. Thank you. And if anybody, and those of you who are watching, I launched a Patreon. I know you've got a Patreon. Check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/Perez Hilton. That's patreon.com/Perez Hilton. I have to take this call. It's
okay.
But thank you for having me on, and we'll talk soon. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye. All right, guys. Well, I was hoping to have a little bit more conversation, but it's all good. But I want to put in his Patreon. So patreon.com/Perez Hilton. Go and check that out if you want to go and support his channel. Okay. Or support his work. Okay. But man, I was hoping for a little bit longer, but it's okay. We had to technical issues and all that good stuff, and it is what it is. But I do appreciate him coming on to the show and talking about things nonetheless, because I like I like having him on. He's a fun guy. He's a fun dude. Okay, but that is the show. Like I said, it was a quick show, but I appreciated him coming on and chopping it up. Like I told you guys, it was going to be a quick one. And I know he's a busy man. Okay, but again, please, guys, if you haven't done it, please go and subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. It's just Perez Hilton. You can follow him on his Twitter as well. It's Perez Hilton as well. Okay, please and thank you. And also on my stuff, if you can. All right, because it's nice to have just like regular. This earpiece keeps falling out of my ear. It is really nice to have other conversations on the show that aren't so heavy all the time. Okay, so I'm trying to bring a few conversations like that to the show. If you haven't noticed already in the last few weeks, just bringing other topics up on the show. So do me a favor, hit that like button down below. That would be amazing. That would really, really mean a lot. Okay, send it past 300 likes before you head out. And I do have a pop-up video coming up very, very soon. Okay, as soon as I'm done with this show, it is going to be pretty much up. So be sure to tune into that. You don't want to miss it. I got some new updates. Okay, I got some new updates revolving around the Titan implosion, okay, that recently happened. So be sure to tune in, because as soon as I hop off here, that will be up, okay, within like the next 5 minutes, okay, as soon as this show is over. So hit that subscribe button, crush it, hit that join button, join my Patreon, patreon.com/thepascalshow. If you want to support the channel, that would really, really mean the world to me. And if you appreciated the conversation, please share this, okay? That would really mean a lot as well. Just different conversations with different people. It's always a good time. Okay. But anyway, it's time to get going. Okay. I appreciated the questions, guys. Thank you so much for the super chats. And it's time to get going. See you guys in the pop-up. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in my pop-up video, which will be up in about 5 minutes. All right. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.